Hello everybody, Matt Goddard here from the Boxing Locker. Today I'm here to talk to you about the up and coming November 20th massive welterweight fight between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Shawn Porter. Now, I'm a big Shawn Porter fan. I believe Shawn Porter is an immensely underrated fighter. He always comes 100% fit. He's got a great chin, as we saw in the Errol Spence fight. He's a good opponent for anybody, absolutely anybody in the division at any time. You cannot write him off. He's a roughhouse. He'll apply pressure from the start of the fight to the end of the fight. And as a result of that, I think this is a great matchup for Crawford. We're going to see here, for me, one of the top 5 pound-for-pound boxers on the planet, in against the guy in this division who is probably the strongest opponent he's boxed, not necessarily with regards to skill set, but certainly with regards to fitness, endurance, and to resistance, punch resistance. That is, your chin. So I'm excited. I think it's a great fight, and I think this sort of cements Crawford's place in that top 5 pound-for-pound list if he gets the win. So let's get to my fight breakdown, my fight prediction. I'm going to keep it fairly brief. So the way I see the fight happening is early doors. You're going to see Crawford boxing, moving and trying to generate openings, switching his feet quite regularly to establish how Porter reacts to those positional changes. And you're going to see Porter plow forward, as always, in exciting fashion, looping overhand punches and lots of work to the body. Their aim, the Porter camp, in my opinion, will be to slow Crawford early, so they'll work hard to the body and aim to land around the back of the head, around the back of the ears, and just land lots of damaging punches that aren't necessarily knockout blows early, but will certainly wear away an opponent over the course of 12 rounds. I think with Crawford, we'll see a similar situation to what we saw with Dennis Ugas, who actually in the pocket outboxed Porter very effectively with head movement and small lateral steps forward and back as well, to just generate space for his own punches and plenty of counter punches. I think that's what we're going to see from Crawford as well. Plenty of counter punches, loads of head movement, and he's going to progressively, as the fight moves forward through the rounds, establish range better and establish control over distance better. And it will be very similar to the Errol Spence fight, whereby as the fight progresses, you see more control, more jabs landing, and a lot more counter punches landing more cleanly as Crawford figures out Porter's timing and establishes how to time his shots against Porter's aggressive movement forward. And I think we might see Porter hurt late in the fight and Crawford hurt early in the fight. I think there's a chance that you'll see a Crawford wobbled. We've seen it before. It wouldn't be the first time. He recovers exceptionally well. He maintains his control really well, and usually still goes on to win the round because he's immensely talented. However, I do believe that Porter has what it takes to hurt Crawford. I just don't think he has what it takes to get him out of there. I think he'll rush his work and put too much pressure on, and as a result miss the opportunity. And I think Crawford will then start hurting Porter late and kind of romp home to maybe a 8 rounds to 4, quite comfortable point victory, and really cement his place in that top 5 pound-for-pound list. And then hopefully we go on to see Spence Jr. versus Crawford in 2022. That's what we're all waiting for. That's what we're all living for. It's the only fight in the welterweight division that makes sense before Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis start making their presence known in the division at the very, very peak of it. And ideally, I'd like to see Crawford and Spence box before Ennis and Ortiz get there, so that potentially we have some really big fights coming up in the future. And eventually we want ourselves an undisputed champion, so we need Spence to box Ugas, and then we need Crawford to box the winner of that fight, who will be, in my opinion, Errol Spence Jr. So there we have it, guys. That's my prediction. Crawford to romp home an 8-4 points victory, hurting Porter late, not necessarily dropping him, but hurting him late. and gaining more and more control as the fight progresses. You're going to see a lot more punch variety, a lot more effectiveness as the fight moves forward. I think he'll try to be quite cagey early, and I think that'll be detrimental. I think Porter will have success, and then it will just fade as the rounds continue and Crawford keeps landing beautiful, clean, accurate punches. There we have it, guys. That is my prediction for the November 20th fight with Terence "Bud" Crawford and Shawn Porter. A great fight, an exciting fight, I'm sure, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are all too. Drop your opinions in the comments. Don't forget to head over to Instagram and subscribe to me, The Boxing Locker. Give me a follow, give me a like, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Head over to www.theboxinglocker.com and subscribe to my website to access over 100 coaching videos, elite, world-class coaching videos, which are progressively being cut back and replaced with longer form videos. So whereby most of the videos before were 5 to 10 minutes, now I'm cutting out 5 or 6 videos and replacing it with a 30-minute video that covers all of that and includes drills. So you're going to be seeing that over the next couple of months on the website. So make sure you subscribe there. Find me on Facebook at The Boxing Locker, Twitter Boxing Locker, and pretty much everywhere as The Boxing Locker. I have been Matt Goddard, and I thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.